1986 we moved to High Halstow, which is the subject of this video. I'll show you a little bit about the village, snow we had when we were cut off in 1987, and we'll even go up Northwood Hill just for briefly. I do have another video coming soon which is about that. So let's take a look at High Halstow. So this is Ducks Court Road, D-U-X, Ducks. Interesting spelling actually. Where those vans are is Deansgate Sports Centre. The car park, which is just behind the fence, is where I taught Mickey's mum how to drive and do skid control and things like that. So again, this road I'm on now is one of the main roads into the village. Again, I'm going to let that sink in a minute. This here is a main road. Now get ready for these bumps. Oh, f***ing hell. Oh my days. Believe it or not, when I had my first car, well, my first, second, third, fourth car, me and my mates used to race each other along here. I cannot imagine anything more scary. Oh God, I cannot imagine anything more scary. Look at it. This was our racetrack. Idiots. So we're coming down now to the railway bridge. I've had 11 cars. I've owned 11 cars. This one and my blue Land Rover, my 1971 Land Rover, are the only two cars that have not got air going over this bridge. Shouldn't say that, that's not funny. That's not funny. That's not big, it's not clever. This one's too heavy. This one's like 2.2 tons. So I don't really want to. Well, I do. I really want to jump this over the bridge, but I'm not going to. So this corner right here, when I came back from my driving test, having passed my driving test, I had my first crash by crashing into that corner on the way home. Yeah, I know. And this is High Halstow. The name means holy place on the hill. Actually, this is the main road, the Red Dog pub, where we spent many a drunken night. For some reason there's a tin elephant outside it as well. The shop, the house with the ivy on the right used to be the shop. It's not been the shop for ages. That building, Tudor looking building, is actually the old forge, which used to be the blacksmiths. Long before my time. There's a pelican crossing, okay. The village hall is on the right as we're passing by. That bus stop on the right was where we caught the bus into Who when we went to Who, 100 of Who Comprehensive. So we're going to turn left into Harrison Drive, although the sign says Eden Road. Eden Road is actually that road that runs down right in front of us now. This is Harrison Drive. Good God, it's changed. So this little road on our left, I'm going to go up here first and turn around at the top. This is a little cul-de-sac which leads up to High Halstow Primary School. I actually went there, my brother went there. The headmistress when I was there was a woman called Mrs. Matthews, a South African lady. She was formidable, is the only word I can think of. She was great, she was bloody lovely, but she was like a sort of second mother to us. When I was 17, I actually had a job for the builder in the village, and one of the things I did at Christmas was we put Santa Claus in the back of the pickup van and drove him around the village. This was where we started. She told me how to drive safely even though I was 17 years old. So So the house behind that car is number 6. That's where we moved to from Who. It's changed a lot actually, because they were concrete at the time. Number 8, which is the one to its left, was a lovely couple called Rose and Bill, an older couple. They looked after us so well, so well. So now we're going to move down here, because we actually moved from number 6 to number 53, which is further down here. If I can find it. Yeah, this was a fairly, I wouldn't say very close-knit community, but it was fairly close-knit. So the gap between those two cars in front of us now, the house on the left is number 53. Oh, they put a driveway. Oh, they got rid of the grass at the front. Fucking hell. Yeah, we can go around the back, because I want to show you how far away the nature reserve was from our house. I would like to have sent the drone up today actually, but it's looking very windy, so I don't think I will. So we're turning left into what's called White's Road. This was an old, it's not used as a road anymore, because right down the bottom it's fenced off. Back in the 1930s, at the bottom of the hill, let me bring up a map. So at the bottom of the hill, this is White's Road. At the bottom of the hill there, that is an old 1930s sewer works. That's what it was. But it's been long abandoned, and all the way down the road to it were blackberry bushes, and we used to go blackberrying. God, we got so many blackberries. Oh, everyone who lived here went blackberrying, and we got so many blackberries. Just ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to park up and get out of the car, and I'm going to show you where, in relation to this woods, our house was. So we stepped out of the car. Now what you can see behind me are the houses just over there. That gate there marks the back of our house. In fact, that room there is the room I grew up in, you know, from my teenage years. So I'm going to just turn around now. There's the car. We're going to go that way, and hopefully behind me you can see the entrance to the woods. Yeah, that's the entrance to the nature reserve. So let's take a little walk. We won't go far. Let's just see what there is. Unfortunately, I'm using the gimbal, and it won't let me do 16:9 because of reasons. So this is the path leading into the woods. They put steps in. This used to be a ramp, very slippery. Also the side rails. But to say, we're not going to go far. We'll just have a little look around. The path is not muddy, but a bit gooey. But also had rain. And this was my playground as a kid. And look what's coming out. Blackberries. Not quite ready yet. In fact, they should be. They're slightly small. If we kept going that way, we'd eventually get to what's called the Lawney and the Heronry. We're not going to do that because it's too far. And I don't have my wellies. So we're going to head back out. Try not to get too muddy. gate, that fence, and there is our house. What a place to grow up, eh? So we've just come up Northwood Avenue from White's Road. This is Longfield Avenue. These posh houses. I hate these people, they always have posh houses. 1977, I was coming down here on my bike, and I believe it's this drain in the middle of the road that we've just gone over. When I pulled a wheelie, the front wheel came off, and I went down, smashed into the curb on the left hand side somewhere, rolled over, hit a car, knocked myself unconscious, and that's when I smashed all my teeth out. So that was there. Yeah, amazing, eh? So these houses on the right weren't here when I grew up. This estate was built afterwards. It's basically the size of the village. Let me put up another map so you can see here how big this actually is. Now this gated community here on the right, I don't know what that's about. Oh, let me adjust that again. So this is what we had growing up. You see the fields either side. It's so open. 1986 we had a lot of snow, and when it drifted straight across the road, and we were actually cut off. BBC News came out, believe it or not, and filmed the army. I see if I can find the clip actually.
Despite the slow thaw, many isolated villages and hamlets are still virtually cut off by the snow. 400 troops and 10 helicopters are now helping the emergency services to get the supplies through. John Stanley, the Armed Forces Minister and MP for Tunbridge and Malling, flew in from London to see the situation for himself. Alan Clark was with him.
Mr. Stanley flew to Grain this morning. Many roads there are still blocked and shops are running low on food. The Army supplied 4 tons of food to the island today, including steak and kidney pies, baked beans, bread, cheese and vegetables. Army engineers in snowcats struggled against snow drifts up to 8 feet high to take food to the village of High Halstow, cut off since the freeze began. No sign of the thaw here in Christmas Lane. Stocks at the post office stores were dangerously low until the Army arrived. Some shoppers got out for the first time in nearly a week.
This is the first time since Sunday we have been cut off. We live a mile down the road from here, and this is our first trip out. And
what have you been doing all that time?
Obviously just trying to keep warm.
The food comes from the shop's normal suppliers, but in these conditions, only the Army can get them delivered.
From what I can see, there's flour, baked beans, packets of meat products, and toilet rolls, which we're very short of.
Thank you very much.
How low were your stocks running then?
Completely out. We've had nothing since Tuesday.
40 engineers from Maidstone have been working on Grain since Wednesday. Mr. Stanley says the military operation is a success, and there's no need for a state of emergency.
Well, I don't think so, because at the present time, everybody is coping perfectly satisfactorily. I don't think that a state of emergency would add to what the very successful efforts that are being made now.
But here we are, the freeze is nearly a week old now, and still people are cut off, still some roads are impassable.
Yes, but if you look at the actual scale of the problem, you've got a very large amount of snow. We've got thousands of miles of road in all over the parts of the country. I think actually what is encouraging is just how quickly the emergency services have responded.
Elsewhere on Grain, it was heavy going for this man trying to bulldoze his way through the snow to the 50 stranded residents of Lower Higham. After 6 days, they're running short of supplies, especially bread and milk. A mile away, the village of Cooling got its first supplies this week, and soon the queues formed. If there's no more heavy snow, it should be business as usual in the shops on Grain by early next week.
And again, this is the main road. This is a main road into our village. It's f***ing crazy, isn't it? It's like a footpath. Just on the left is Clinch Street. That leads down to the marshes. We used to go down there when we play on the marshes and learning to swim in the River Thames, which my dad achieved by basically throwing us in and expecting us to get out. Yeah. Look how open it is though. crazy, isn't it? So this is the bottom of Britannia Road. And we're going to head back into Medway Towns now. Now, I don't know if you can make out the sign there saying Bradford and Co. It's a garage. Bradford's it used to be a BP garage, and he was I stopped going there for fuel when he put the prices up to £1.50 a gallon. A gallon? What's that in litres? 6 quid? 5 quid? I don't know. £1.50 a gallon. So while we're down here reminiscing about a childhood spent like something out of an Enid Blyton book, basically, and it really was. We could find so many places where I used to go. I haven't got time to do them all, but it is kind of nice being down here, but I don't know if I can live here again. No, I don't think I could. I hope you can see the river from here. That's the River Medway. That was the marina where we just were. It's right on the side of the Medway. Great, it was so nice. Oh, it's pissing me off a bit actually. But anyway, so there's Kingsnorth Power Station, not the old one. This is the new one. I actually did a job where I was surveying, and we were surveying the Kingsnorth Power Station you just saw. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up in a minute, and this is leading back into Who. I don't want to go back into Who. In fact, we'll do it another way. So this is coming back out of Who towards Kingsnorth. Right on this corner, there used to be, in fact, I'm not sure you can still see the building. It used to be like a little sort of working man's club. God, it's like a ruin now. I remember going there when I was about 10. Must have been a wedding or something. Where we're going now is Roper's Lane. When me and Simon went missing for 9 hours when we were at Kingsnorth playing in the Ash, this is the way we came back, and we were pushing our bikes up this road. God, I was so tired. I was so tired. Mum and Dad had been out looking for us like all day. Yeah. When we got to the top, I saw the Land Rover, my dad's Land Rover, go by, and I thought, thank God for that. He's found us. I don't have to push my bike all the way home. God. He stopped the Land Rover, and I remember him picking my bike up and he threw it in the back of the Land Rover, and it really upset me. And he just went, "Get in!" We've been gone for 9 hours, you know. Yeah. He gave us a little thrash when we got home. He only hit us once, but it was the only time he's ever hit us, I think. I think I'm right in saying that. I still remember it. I can still fucking remember it. You know, every time I tell that story about Kingsnorth, I can taste the ash. It was the very fine sort of talcum powder like ash that they used to take when they cleaned the chimney stack out, and they put it in a big heap out the back, and me and my brother and my friend David Sears biked from High Halstow, I don't know, 3-4 miles. I was 8, David was 8, my brother was 5. He was 5. He was 5 years old. Absolutely insane. those houses that are in front of you now, at the bottom of the hill, they weren't there when we grew up here. Apparently the field in front of them, between us and them houses, is all going to be built on as well. That is the start of the old Royal Engineers barracks at Chattending. They used to have the Royal Engineers bomb disposal base there. Now completely flattened. I mean completely. And it's just going to be houses. It's a bit sad actually. So now we're heading back down Four Elms Hill, heading towards Medway. I cannot believe we used to come down this hill at like 70-80 miles an hour in those stupid little cars we drove. Drum brakes, 4-speed gears, 12-inch tyres. Absolutely insane. In fact, there were 6 of us came down one time in a borrowed Reliant Robin, and yeah, that didn't end well because it ended up on his roof round about where that car is in front of us braking. Martin Jones broke his arm. That was, he was crying like a girl. Was he in broke his arm? I don't know now. I think he was. Right, I'm going to cut off now and we'll join the action back in the Medway towns in Rochester. So that's High Halstow. Now this video is the first trilogy, I suppose, of videos about Medway, about the place I grew up. What follows is a video I've broken down into 3 about Rochester upon Medway, the nearest town to where I grew up in Hoo and High Halstow. So we're going to look at 3 major parts of Rochester. That will be the castle, the cathedral, Dickens, and everything else. That's one video. So I hope you'll join me in Rochester. Press all the appropriate buttons, and thank you for watching.